Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Shruti.
Hi, I'm Carl.
In today's video, we are going to talk about our experiences that we've had in Canada since we've spent around more than 2.5 years in Canada. I feel like we've had fair share of experiences to be able to share it with you all. And in case if any one of you wish to migrate to Canada, hopefully our experiences help you. Okay, so today we've got a set of questions that I have jotted down from the internet that should be able to give you a little bit of insights, and each one of us are going to answer and share our experience on those topics. So these questions are basically around our career growth, how we have grown personally, and what we think about the country in general. So I think we should start now. So would you like to go first, or should I go?
Okay, my turn. So it says experiences and impressions. How is the medical system of Canada? I think it's been good so far. Initially, I was a little bit hesitant, knowing that everything was a little bit slow in terms of, um, just wanting. I think the system, the way it is set up, is it takes time for somebody to get into the system. So when we initially came over here, we had to take steps in terms of signing up and registering ourselves with a general physician locally here in the city. And the wait time at that time was about 4 months. We signed up in December. Our first appointment was in April. So I thought, oh gosh, this is too time consuming. So definitely that was initially the experience. And I think we've also heard from others in terms of long wait times when it comes to a medical procedure or getting an operation or surgery done. But I think the last time when we visited a hospital, we consulted the doctor, and this was mainly around my wife experiencing pregnancy, having a baby come into this world. I think it was a fantastic experience right from the beginning to all of the regular ultrasound, the checkups, the follow-ups, and our experience at the hospital with the medical personnel and the staff. I think it's been really good. Yeah, I think so. It's quite changed in terms of how I initially thought it would be, but now I think it's changed and it's definitely on the much better side of things. And I feel that I'm glad that I've experienced this because that perception is very changed.
Yeah, that's definitely right. Actually, even with me, it was the same. Like initially, when we came over here, we heard a lot from other people. There were talks going around, amongst our friends that the medical system is really difficult. If you have any serious problem, there's a long wait time, and we did experience a bit of that. Like when I had a problem, when was that? We went to the emergency hospital, and the thing is that they consider first come first serve basis. Unless it is really life threatening, then you are a priority. Otherwise, you have to wait in the queue, no matter how long it takes. So yeah, you have to be mentally ready for that. But when it comes to pregnancy, really dealt with a lot of care. And I can say it personally because I have been through it. There are regular checkups for everything, even if they think that there could be a slightest chance of anything that could go wrong, they would be on top of it. They would keep calling you again and again, no matter how many ultrasounds or how many checkups you have to go through, they would keep calling you. And to rule out whatever they were thinking could go wrong. So yeah, and even during my delivery, it was the best experience. I don't know how it is back home in India or in the UAE, but this was really the best, and I don't think I could expect anything better than that. Right? My turn. I think I'll take this. This is also about expressions and impressions. What are some of the most memorable experiences you've had? Okay, so memorable experiences. I think majority of the experiences that I've had and that I will never forget are all around me having my son. What else could be memorable?
A memorable experience would be this major tourist place, just a couple of hours drive away from Canada. This one is Banff. I think everybody out of Canada knows it's a
That's
beautiful
true.
place
That's
to
true.
live.
That's true.
I think it's the cutest downtown that I've seen during the time that we go down there. And I think memorable experience for me out there would be really being able to see deers walk through the streets. Normally, just like you would see human beings just walking down the street. So I think that was a memorable experience for me since the time that I've actually came over here.
Yeah, I don't know how could I actually forget about that, but that was his birthday, and I gifted him that as a present. We went over there, and it was like a whole Christmas town coming to life, from a Disney movie. It was so beautiful. You could see all wild rabbits, deers, and everything just roaming around. We also saw a moose, I think, right, in the night.
Yeah,
We went driving somewhere
they're
just
really
randomly.
massive compared to the size of car.
Oh yeah, and my cat enjoyed it too. And like the place where we were staying was like a cottage. It was right at the bottom of the hill. Like it was touching the hill, so you could see like. And the nights were so beautiful. And it was cold because it was October. Yeah, I think. Yeah, thank you. That is one of the memorable times that I can think of. Is it your turn, Mike? Your turn.
All right. So the next question that we have is work and career. How did your career progress during your time here? So I think for me, it's quite dependent on person to person. I believe if you're an individual who puts in a lot of hard work, effort, you're able to demonstrate and showcase that your efforts are bringing in results with the company or the role that you're applying or the role that you're working for. There's definitely growth. I think people over here will reward you if you put in hard work and effort, and that sees a lot of benefit that the business can take away from. So that's how I see it as. So there's opportunities that are there outside in the work aspect, and if you're there who can definitely make an impact in terms of the job role that you're applying for and the way that you work with people, I think there's definitely growth in the hierarchy, in terms of getting promoted. Yeah, so those opportunities do exist.
I don't think I have a lot to add to that. I will go to the next one. What do you like and dislike about living in Canada? Okay, so in terms of liking, I think I would say that this place is really nice for someone who likes peace and calm. This country is definitely very quiet considering the population. There are very less people over here than compared to back home. Back home it's super chaotic, but here it's really calm and nice. The freshness in the air, I love that. Then the nature, there are so many rivers, mountains, people who love, who are very much into nature. I think this is the country for them. In terms of disliking, I think the only thing that I don't like is that this country is far away from home, and it gets really difficult to, reach out to our family, and also the time difference. It even gets difficult to talk to our family members, right? Um, Forget about going back home. Our friends keep asking us, when are you coming home, when are you coming home, and I'm like, I don't know how to even answer that question because it is so damn difficult. Because firstly it's expensive, unlike how it was back when we were in UAE. We used to go home like 5 6 times in a year, or whenever we felt like. If there was an emergency, just book a ticket and take a flight and go. It's like 2.5 3 hours flight, but from here it's like 2.5 uh, days, like 2 days, 2.5 days is how long it takes to reach home. So in case of an emergency, it's very difficult. Like recently when my husband went back home, it was really hard for him. And yeah, of course, and considering how expensive it is, it's a big hole in the pocket. Do you want to add something?
Yeah, I think for me, if I think about what I like, I think definitely it's not stressful when you go out of it. So, commuting to public, even if you're using public transport, noise pollution is nothing compared to other parts of the or other cities in the world. So you know that you'll be stress free when you're commuting by the sea train, like you take the bus service. Definitely not stressful. I think at the same time I dislike it as well because it's a little bit limited in terms of the way it's set up. So the connectivity is not that good, not that massive. If you have to go to other specific locations, you have to Uber it out. Then you get a taxi and go to that specific location. So that's one thing that I dislike. I think overall, yeah, I think it's beautiful in terms of how naturally preserved it is by the city authorities. So stepping outside, you feel calm, relaxed, and it just gives you that environment where you say, okay, I can just take a walk down by the river. So that's something that I do really like and appreciate at the same time. Yeah, I think one of the things that I initially disliked was, as a newcomer to Canada, it takes you a lot of effort and time to just get yourself into the workforce, because a lot of the times it's about, do you have Canadian experience? If not, you have to start fresh in terms of your career. So I think that's one thing that I dislike initially. But now that I have a little bit of experience in the workforce, I think it just helps me in terms of the advantages that I have over a newcomer in the country and the city. Yeah, that's my perspective.
So, expressions and impressions. What aspects of Canadian culture did you find most interesting and surprising? Okay, so one of the most surprising aspect I would like to talk about is, back home or also in the UAE, if it's a public holiday, people would usually go out shopping. The malls are open, everyone is busy shopping and partying and everything. But here it's the other way around. If it's Christmas, if it's New Year, if it's Easter, the malls are closed. And it was so damn surprising. I remember the first year when we landed over here. We landed here in September, right? And in December it was Christmas. So we were like, okay, we need to invite our friends. And luckily, I have one of my friends from the UAE who lives in the same building. So we thought, why not invite them? And to invite them, we had to get some things, right? So we thought, let's go to the mall. But on the 25th, we thought, yeah, we had no idea that the mall is going to be closed. And we just blindly walked out. And I think metro was closed. Was it?
No, I don't see
The trains were operating. Okay. Yeah. So the trains were there, but the mall was closed. The stores are closed. And I'm like, what is going on? And then someone told us, yeah, that's how it is. Like people need their day off when it's a public holiday. So the good thing is that they respect the fact that everybody needs a day off when it's a public holiday. But at the same time, it's quite surprising because you can't really go out shopping on a day like this, when you would really feel the need to. Yeah, that was one of the most surprising things. Yeah. And also, additional one more thing that I can think of is that the city sleeps too early. Like by 7:30, 8 o'clock, I don't think you would find a lot of people walking on the streets because I think like in the Canadian culture, people believe in having their dinner by 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. Whereas back home, the city is hustling and bustling in the nights. It's more vibrant and people are more awake. I remember the first day we landed over here, we were hungry. It because we were first of all jet lagged, so we were sleeping all throughout the afternoon. We landed in the afternoon, and we slept like till 9 o'clock in the night, and then we were hungry. So we thought it's just 9 o'clock. Let's just go down looking for something to eat. My goodness, not a single restaurant was open. Everything was closed and there was not a single soul on the streets, and it felt like it was like midnight or past midnight, like 2 3 o'clock in the night. But yeah, that's how it is. Okay, so this is about personal growth. What did you learn about yourself during your time in Canada? About myself, I would say the only thing that I can really think of is how that I'm stronger than I think I am because I'm able to, I was able to deal with my pregnancy with myself, all by myself. Of course, with my husband, there is not saying no. But usually back home you have your entire family to support you when you're pregnant. But here it was just my husband and me, both of us completely unaware of how pregnancy is and what things, what could happen, what can you go through. We had no idea about it. The only help that we had was Google and of course our phones to contact our families back home, which was again a little bit difficult because of the time difference. So yeah, I think I've understood that I'm stronger than I think I am. And yeah, I even gave birth all by myself. I mean, of course, everybody has to give birth by themselves, but without any emotional support being around. My husband was there, most part trying to sleep, fall asleep. But yeah, uh, he was there. We pulled it off.
Okay, next one. Family and social life. Have you been to any social event? What suggestions would you give to a newcomer? This is a good question because I think a lot of benefits in terms of what I'm going to share right now. So, as a newcomer, I would suggest strongly for everybody that you should go ahead and attend these events. It's a good opportunity to meet people from different parts of the world if you're attending these other events outside of your normal festival that you celebrate back at home. It gives you the opportunity to meet these people, network, get to know each other, understand different cultures, and build your sort of social circle, build that network. So you can then have times where over the weekend you're meeting people, you're having a fun time, you're having time where you invite some of the friends at home and you go into their place. So I think that also helps you feel not alone. It's a little bit difficult for introverts, I understand, but if you push yourself a little bit out there, I think definitely beneficial in the long run.
Yeah, like he spoke about the community that we have in the building. There are a lot of communities that bring a lot of other immigrants together as well. Like there are communities for Indians, there are communities for Filipinos, Asians, Africans. So there are a lot of communities like that where you can become a part of, and you can socialize and build your own social circle, and that can help you from being lonely at home, because first of all, being so far away from home, you don't have your own friends and family around. So this is the best way to keep yourself a little at peace. What are some of your proudest accomplishments during your time? My proudest accomplishment is my son. I feel like having him is makes me really proud. Like I really never thought that I would ever be able to become a mother, and it always, the thought itself broke my heart every time. But having him is a miracle, and I'm really proud to be the mother of my son.
I think for me, proudest accomplishment would definitely mean just making a move out here. I'm not sure there's something super that I'm proud of in the last 2.5 years that I've achieved. But I think being able to assimilate myself into the workforce, building that connection with people, getting or having those opportunities created by my sort of peers, colleagues, and managers, be able to recognize the amount of work and effort that I put in. I think yeah, that's given me built a sense of pride overall during the 2.5 years.
That's true. On the similar lines, like he's absolutely right. Moving out of your country is like moving your world upside down, and it's not easy to do something like that. People probably look at only the brighter side of the story, but there is a lot that goes behind when you have to move and take such a big step. First of all, you have to leave your family behind, whom you're so close to, and then starting from the scratch and building everything right from the start after having accomplished everything in the past. Doing it all over again is not that easy. So I think people who take these risks are really brave, and I think yes, he's right in saying that we are absolutely proud of doing what we do. Okay, my turn. So this one is about work and career. What kind of work did you do in Canada? Did your work environment differ from what you were used to? So when I came, no, so first thing, my work environment didn't differ because I worked in the similar environment when I was in the UAE. I come from a shipping and supply chain background. So I had the same job role when I was in the UAE, and I was really lucky when I came here. Within a month, I landed a job and I started in the same field, which is not really the same for everyone. It is very rare that it can happen, but I'm glad and thankful to God that I found a job which was in the same stream, which made it really easy for me to, you know, swim through this change. The knowledge has grown a lot more than before, and the work environment is stressful, but I wouldn't say that there's a lot of change in what I've experienced back in UAE and over here. So, yeah, for me, I would say it's kind of similar.
If I think of my experience in terms of work environment, I think first I should start by saying that I've been truly blessed. So I've had amazing learning opportunities, built some strong connections with the people that I've worked with in the past. Um, I believe the biggest difference in when I say work environment specifically, I think would be that both of my jobs out here have been working from home and that's a remote work option. So that's the only major difference. So I think working remotely brings in its own sets of challenges wherein I don't have the opportunity to meet people face to face. So that's one of the challenges that I experienced. I would love to have some face time with the people that I work with. So I think yes, I think building a bond with the people that you work with closely is a little bit more difficult compared to how it would have been, and the bond that I've developed with people when through my time in India.
One last question.
Okay, so family and social life. How easy, difficult is it to form a social circle in Canada? Did you form any social circle during your time in Canada? I think this is like an add-on to the question that we had earlier, right? So it is difficult if you're not putting in the effort and if you're not putting in the time that you want to see a social circle grow. It's going to be really difficult, and you need to put yourself out there. So what we've done is, we've joined some groups online on Facebook. We've joined groups on WhatsApp that we've come across the people that we've met with. We've joined the communities in our building, and that's how you need to go out there. So you need to push yourself out there, build that social circle. You're meeting people in the building. Just greet them, welcome, hello, hi, and over time you'll probably start to have these small talks or initial conversations, and that's how you develop that relationship. You need to go out there. You need to be a little bit proactive, and you need to start making people know that you're ready to meet and have these conversations. And there's nothing to worry about because every new immigrant is in a similar position that you are in. So if you're with the thought that, oh, if I do this, what if the other person does not respond? I think every other person that you meet is going to have the same feeling. So everybody is looking to respond and wanting to establish, and meet people and build a social circle. So you're not alone in the pool. And trust me, everybody is out there to help you and at least help you build your social circle and at the same time build and establish their own social circle at the same time.
So, and also I feel like, your work environment also helps you build your social circle. Like I remember for most part of the time, my husband has always been working from home. Whereas for me, it's the other way around. I always have to go to work every day morning, just wake up and go to work. So I'm someone who is not a very social person, but my husband thrives on, having friends and going out and meeting people. That's what keeps him, waking up every day and going to work with what's going to happen new today. So yeah, I think that helped me for the initial part. I went to work and that's how I formed my social circle. I have a lot of friends at work. I have very few friends in the building, good friends, but a very few friends. And then of course my work friends are like my best buddies. I would say that. And whereas for my husband, because he's working from home, he does not get a lot of chance to make that many friends. So whatever friends he has are all in the building. So yeah, I think that helps a lot. Unless you are someone who wants to work from home, then it's a different question altogether. But yeah, I think going every day to work helps you build a little bit bigger social circle. Yeah. So those were all the questions for today. I think we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I hope that whatever we've shared today would help you a little bit. And I hope we did a little bit of justice to these questions. And that would also help you to move to Canada in case you're planning to. If you have any question, please do make sure that you leave your comments so that we would read them and we would respond to them as well. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.